What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Connor. Thank you for acknowledging my uncle, who was in fact a squeaky door. But now, look, I say I'm good. I think you might be better because you're currently in a Hollywood recording studio at the minute.
So, this actually might qualify as weird news, is I seen this thing online that was selling on Amazon, right? And
I can't possibly lose, they said to me.
I can't possibly lose. It's a smack bang slam dunk, I thought to myself. What it is it's like a box full of like foam things that you can record into, and it will absorb the sound shot. It's very professional.
It sounds professional. By the way,
now, I'll be honest, when I ordered it, I thought it was slightly smaller than it was. And I'm currently recording with it on its side, and I can still barely see Shaun on the left.
Yeah. Man's is horizontal at the minute, and the microphone still fits inside, and I can see Connor from like the upper lip upwards, basically. So if this booth was vertical, we might as well not have the video as we record it.
I'm also just recently moved house, and I haven't got internet connected yet. And I only have 4G in one specific area of this home. So we are hanging on for dear life here. I've got a weird box that's too big. and I've got internet that's too slow.
What you've done what all good scientists do, and you've changed several variables at once during the experiments.
I thought it'd be a laugh.
Just do it all.
Don't just move one. Let's do everything at once, and we'll just figure it out. So I'm very interested and very intrigued to know how I sound.
I'm very nervous to edit this podcast.
Because here's the thing. It's a big empty room, right? So there should be a big echo. But I have a big foam box shot that's real big, and I got it off Amazon for 30 quid. So you're telling me
you did a media degree, you say?
That's got to be studio quality. 30 quid.
Because what are studios is that there are a box with foam in it. And what do you have on your desk right now is a box with foam in it.
I've taken the studio and I've condensed it into a nice, accessible box.
Perfected it, I would say. And also, at the night time, put that beside the bed, rest your tea and your bedside lamp on it. Read a little book to yourself. Why not?
So I'm really interested to see how this goes. We're just going to try and get through weird news, because it is the first weird news of 2022. Still sounds kind of weird saying that, but it is 2022, unfortunately, and that means that we have some big predictions from our favourite
Fuck off.
psychic, Shaun.
We doing this straight out of the gate?
Oh, we're starting 2022, as all good years should start, with one of, I would say, probably the most recurring character in all of Weird News.
Except for like the concept of Florida Man, which is largely to do with fairly lax freedom of information laws in Florida. But this, and I don't mean to spoil the story, but Asparagus Lady crops up every single year to let us know what's going on. And can I ask you,
Shaun, just to let the new listeners know, because we've had I don't mean to brag, but we've had at least 2 new listeners.
We're doing pretty okay as a podcast.
We've had at least 3 new people tune in. And what I want is, I want you to very much explain. There's legends, there's veterans of Weird News that they know where we're going with this. But Shaun, who is Asparagus Lady, as you so eloquently put it?
Asparagus Lady, I think from the very inception of the podcast, because we started the podcast in October of 2019, I believe. 18. Good Jesus. Yeah. Okay. October of 2018. And so round about every January she pops up, because she's a lady in England, I believe, who can... And it's very niche. She can read the future based on throwing asparagus in the air and seeing how it lands. Now, one of her predictions usually details the sales of asparagus in the coming year as well.
It's true.
So my going theory...
We should say she is an asparamancer. Let's give her her correct title.
That was the word.
Why this always comes up is she gets a newspaper article written about her every year, and with that means we get free rein to see what the crazy person says.
Because it's weird. It's weird news, people. This lady is saying
she throws up she throws up asparagus into the air, and however it lands, she makes bold, random predictions about random things that are in no way related to asparagus.
Yes, I know. I can't fully remember what her predictions for 2021 were, but given everything that happened, surely she could have let us know about some of it going in.
Well, I mean, I can give you some of her predictions from 2021.
Oh, please.
Shaun,
Please do.
If you would like us to maybe see what her success rate was like, because if I remember correctly, she was about 3 from 20 the year before. So, and also the 3 she gets is like, I cannot stress enough how obvious the ones that she picks are.
I do believe in 2020... one of the predictions was that fears about Brexit would be largely unfounded. That phrase sticks in my mind.
COVID-19 pandemic, Shaun. What did she say about the pandemic this time last year?
Surely that it should be over and done with.
Over and done with. Although the impact of COVID-19 will still be felt around the world, the vaccines will bring a return to the new normal by June 2021.
Sorry, can I just say...
yeah.
That's a bit of a loaded statement, because a return to the new normal, that doesn't make sense.
That's actually true. Double negative.
I ain't never not heard of something like that.
So the world's population will become kinder and more tolerant. Shaun?
Bullshit.
Correct?
Absolute bullshit.
Almost gotten worse.
Almost. You can't say anything.
I must say, by the way, Jemima is her name. Jemima Peckington.
Yes.
Packington, I should say. So Jemima, she comes in big every year. These are her predictions. So far, not going... It's just very vague, mostly.
Yeah, didn't... look, this is always weird, because we now have to validate how accurate the prediction of the world is more tolerant. We have to say whether that is true or not. And we
all take a moment. Do you think the world is more tolerant?
Just given everything. What happened on January 6th of 2021?
Like a day after she...
out of the gate. Out of the gate, the fucking US Capitol got sacked.
She's watching this, just throws her hands up for fuck's sake.
Lads. You couldn't have...
lads.
Give me a week. Give me a week of buffer time where I can just be the psychic.
Ridiculous. Now me and my asparagus look ridiculous.
Oh, it's like I'm talking into a big foam box on a podcast.
How dare you? How dare you? You wait until here, this is crisp. The royal family. It was pretty grim reading for the royals in 2021, I must admit, Shaun. As Jemima predicted that at least 2 divorces would happen, and says Harry will return to the UK on his own in March.
Right. Didn't happen.
That not great. She says we could also expect a spate of ill health among royals of all ages.
Okay, I mean, that's a fairly...
They're all 97.
Yeah, when they're all 104, like, you're definitely getting some ill health involved in there. But like,
so you have a 97-year-old during a pandemic? Oh, there's probably going to be some ill health.
Yeah. Like,
I would say.
Look, you have Prince Philip, who not around anymore. You have the Queen, who was a bit sick in recent months. And then you have the man who can't sweat. And surely that's a medical condition.
You gotta get that checked. That's something you gotta get checked.
That's something you need to have checked.
Surely, ironically, he must be sweating the most right now.
Oh, given everything that's gone on in recent... Look, we're not a news show. We're not a news show, ladies and gentlemen.
But if you were him, you would be sweating like fuck.
Oh, you'd never sweat more in your life, but then you'd have to give a report on how much you sweat.
So, it's bad news for celebs as well, Shaun, in 2021, she predicted. As she said that the general public will switch their attention towards real heroes, and they don't really care anymore. The obsession with celebrities will become things of the past.
Oh, I don't think so, because Kim K and Pete Davidson, that was all that my Twitter was for about 4 weeks there, not too long ago.
So, I mean, look, she did predict royal births and a bereavement, but once again, I mean, I'm pretty sure Meghan was pregnant at the time that she made that prediction, so I'm not quite sure if that counts.
That is the thing, and like royal deaths, like the royal family, there's so many like third cousins and shit like that who still have claim to land that it would be news if someone had died. So I'm not giving her that one, I don't think.
She also said that A Star Is Born would win an Oscar.
And did it?
That might be the year before, was it? That might have been the year before. They said in 2019 she correctly predicted A Star Is Born would win an Oscar.
Sorry, so her word is gospel, actually, yeah.
So, but I must say, was that not the heavy favourite to win the Oscar?
This is the thing. Was it not a very like art house kind of film? But also that was a remake, I believe.
She says she's usually 75 to 90% accurate with her predictions. I mean, she's giving herself 10% leeway there.
That's the thing. But I would like more of a margin on that if I'm to trust her, given the wild claims, quite frankly, that she puts forward. Like, if you told me, as a royal family member, that someone in the family was going to die, and I said, how sure are you? And you said 75%. I'd be like, all right, that's fairly useless to me. That is not information.
She now, if anyone wants to know how she predicts the future with the asparagus, she throws it up in the air. She reads it. She just, her eyes somehow read the asparagus and the patterns they create, and then she is able to tell us what exactly is going to happen. As I said, very specifically, but also very vaguely. She's very specific, but then also wildly vague when the time calls for it.
So such that it is open for interpretation. But I feel like she had this shtick going for a while, you know, like even before 2018 when this podcast started, which, as far as I'm concerned, is when time itself started. But
true.
Maybe in 2017, 2016, you could get away with some vague generalities. Like, the Olympics will continue as planned, or some shit like that.
Would you, and now I'm going to ask this knowing the answer, Shaun, like to hear what exactly will happen over the next 12 months?
Well, you might be surprised to know, Connor, that I don't care to know. I don't want to know the future. Frankly, I'd like each day to be a surprise. Let's move on to story 2.
Errand. I don't want to know when I die.
If we were meant to know, we'd have been told by now.
If we were meant to know, we'd all be able to read asparagus.
We would have evolved masks.
So, 2022, Shaun, it's a big year, okay? We need to know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. And I know that Jemima, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's Jemima.
She's going to be at least 75% correct. And I can bank on that. They're numbers that I can crunch and say, I'm backing that horse.
Yeah, it's too big to fail, says you. Northern Rock will never collapse.
Exactly. So, Jemima's 2022 predictions, Shaun. Number 1. Normally it's very British, by the way. I must
it's fairly like England-centred.
Despite all the bad press, Boris Johnson will continue as Prime Minister. That's it.
That's
number 1.
See, that's a really
right.
safe bet. That's
technically right.
Because who would run as Prime Minister at the minute? Who wants the job because of everything going on? Like and
also, even if he continues for another week, he's technically continued as Prime Minister.
That's the thing. Is she's claiming the whole of 2022 he'll continue as Prime Minister. But also she's kind of playing both sides, because he's like, despite everything that he's done, Boris Johnson is going to be your Prime Minister from now on.
Now, she's changed her tune about COVID, I must admit.
Oh, has she?
Because she says COVID and all its variants will be with us forever. Which is slightly... I would look, I don't want to be cynical, but it's slightly on the opposite end of the spectrum where she was last year.
It is a little bit. But look, there's that.
She must have either thrown the asparagus into a mirror last year or something. There's something that's gone on here that she misread it.
She threw it up, and a raven came down and snuck one of the pieces of asparagus.
Took one of them. Yeah, that would have made all the difference.
That's the 25%. You know, that's why that's included in the whole thing.
The ravens.
The ravens. So COVID's going to be with us forever. Bit grim, I will say. Not what you'd usually use.
But everyone will learn to adapt and not let it get the better of us. So
some kind of new normal, you might call it.
Very similar to last year.
Very similar to last year, but phrased in a slightly different way as to make it different.
I like the vagueness of the next one. Entertainment and sports venues will find ways to progress whilst keeping everyone safe.
Yeah, they'll turn into vaccination centres.
That's pretty good. This woman has a death wish, by the way, for the royal family, because the next one just says, more sadness for the royal family, scandals and worse.
Jesus. Okay, so... Okay, let's break that down a bit. So sadness, first of all.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to be the first man ever in the world to say it, but look, if the Queen dies, people would probably be very sad.
I mean, look, she's like 99.
She's like, she's like, I think she's like...
we're not wishing death upon the woman.
Not at all. I mean... Not at all. Look, we haven't got on well in the past, but like, we're fucking grand now.
I just think genetically, you mean... Like, she's done well to get there.
Yeah, just based on human lifespan. Like, she's done pretty good.
That's just math. That's just simple math.
She's 95 years old, Connor. April 21st. The day after Hitler's birthday, as it goes.
And you know, he was born in 1889.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he actually?
Do we know Hitler's birthday, but you know one of the parts and I know the other part?
I think so. I think that's we're a demon on a pub quiz team, so we are. Really? 89?
Yeah, 1889. I remember learning that for my history exam. I never learned his birthday, would you believe?
April 20th.
I was like, remember that year, boy. That year's more important.
I have a friend with a birthday the April 20th, and he's never allowed to forget it. So
good. No, that's good. Good slagging.
And good slagging indeed. And the Queen, April 21st, 1926. So, also, I don't know, are you watching Downton Abbey? Have you watched Downton Abbey?
I'm not a Downton Abbey person, Shaun.
Connor, you'd love it.
What?
Legitimately, you'd fucking love it. Alright? Because it goes through several time periods, and occasionally there's bits and you're just like, oh, I know what's going to happen. So like 1914 hits, and they're like, oh, there's all this trouble in Austria going on. And then,
is there a bit 1960 about it?
There's an Irish character, and he's just like, oh, my cousin's up to some trouble over back home.
Shame is so Fennessy. Shame is so shocked to see Fennessy. He's up to some trouble, is he?
He's getting up to some devilment, I will say. But like, there's one Irish character, and for the entirety of the season, they're just playing off of like, oh, is he in the IRA or is he not? Like, that's the whole bit.
I'm in. Fuck it, I'm in.
Fuck it, I'm all in, lads. And then, in terms of scandal with the royal family, surely that's coming like a freight train, given a recent court decision in the States.
Once again, I would be sweating, number one. And number two, clearly this is not very, like, out there to say this.
I don't think there's any divine intervention into how she's coming up with these claims.
No. Number 6, we will be shocked at the news of the unexpected demise of showbiz legends, Shaun. That's right. Showbiz legends, demise.
Okay,
I think she's just quoting the Me Too movement, but from like a few years. She's a few years behind.
Maybe, but that is like the general population, I would say.
That's true.
When you say demise, do you mean like the demise of their reputation or the demise of them?
Yeah, is it like the demise Kevin Spacey style or demise Betty White?
R.I.P. Betty White.
R.I.P. Betty White. What a legend.
Like, because there is a few... Like, there's a certain generation of celebrity that I think are, like, have been acting their whole life, and when they die, it'll genuinely be sad. Like, yeah, Maggie Smith on the Downton Abbey train. Like,
well, I have my main one, and that's Tom Hanks. If anything happens to Tom, we're all done. I think the whole world just needs to stop.
That's possible. How old is Tom Hanks these days?
He's got to be like 70.
Is he 70?
69? Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Finch? He makes friends with a robot. It's in an apocalypse.
Tom would make friends with anyone.
He'd make friends with yourself if you stood still long enough.
He'd walk into a pub and he'd make friends with anyone. He'd have a chat with you.
Tom Hanks is only 65, Connor. Not that old these days.
Plenty of time, boys.
Plenty of time for Tom. But like Ian McKellen and things like that, you know.
Oh, don't break my heart.
That'll be a sad day.
Don't break my heart.
That'll be a sad day. So she's suggesting that she's going to assassinate Ian McKellen.
I think what we can take from this is she's going to start killing some famous people, yeah.
Because she's had some slip-ups in the last few years, so she needs some cred back.
She's like, I need concrete deaths, and if I can't do them, nobody else will. A return to times when foreign travel was an exotic luxury will be experienced. Mm-hmm. It will no longer be a regular occurrence. It's a pandemic. I don't know if you know.
You probably shouldn't be travelling, if anything.
But they don't allow you to travel most places. It's actually very difficult. They're trying to make it difficult.
But like, I totally get it in terms of like it being luxury, because it can cost like £500 between like PCR tests and isolations and all that kind of thing. So she's just saying things as it is at the minute.
My favourite one so far is tense times will continue on the international front, but conflicts will be avoided.
Right.
That's like a fortune cookie. Like, what the fuck is that?
So basically, there'll be tensions between England and other countries, will there be?
But there always is.
There always is. Specifically, all of Europe at the minute.
Has she been... I like the idea she's turned on the TV now since like 2016. Fuck.
She's had a lot
people are going to think I'm silly. People are going to think I didn't even know. I wasn't keeping up to date with it.
This lady has had a heap of Sky Plus recordings that she's watching before she clears
Sky
out.
News.
Of Sky News. Just being like, oh yeah, we're not in Europe anymore. Oh, that'll cause some tension.
Oh, fuck. I should have thrown the asparagus up after learning this. That would have really helped. Now I look silly. Now I really look silly.
Don't I look the fool?
Sadly, climate change will continue, Shaun. Oh, boys. I thought we had it solved.
I thought we had it entirely fixed in this 12-month period.
Fewer countries will be active in its reversal. Yeah, fair enough.
Probably, I guess. I mean, just based on, like, because didn't America pull out of a big thing not too long ago? And then
no, they're back in it now.
They're back. All right, well, she's proved wrong, so I don't care.
Gar.
What if?
This is the one time we've gar.
Do you know how this is like the biggest slap in the face? Is what if Ireland is the one to pull out?
No. See, the problem is we're green. Like, we're known as the green country.
Hjelmroos.
I just legitimate, like, logically, you have to stay in there just for the
just on visuals. Marketing, like, you have to.
Yeah, marketing alone.
That's true. Yeah, because if we lose our fields, our fucking tourism board won't know what to do with all those drones they bought in 2014.
We just fly them around fields. Come to Ireland.
They're just fields. They're circling. They're fucking circling the place.
This is a big one. Now she gets into a bit of sport, Shaun, because this is good.
My specialist subject.
Croatia will win the Football World Cup 2022.
Didn't they win?
The competition will still be beset by controversy.
Right. So probably something to do with masks or vaccines or some shit is the controversy.
No, well, I mean, this is the World Cup that's held in a country that paid for it and is killing a lot of people. Doesn't have a lot of human rights.
Oh,
Shaun.
What? Forgive me, but I can't narrow down which country you're talking about, Connor.
Tell you what, Google it. Think of the worst place to play soccer in
Here we
heat.
Go. World Cup 2022. And we are looking at... Right.
Where's it, Shaun?
It's in... Okay, so... It's in Qatar?
Yes, it is in Qatar.
Right.
It's the Qatar World Cup.
Okay.
They're hosting it in winter because they found out it would be 46 degrees Celsius if they played it in the summer.
That's too hot.
And then someone said, legitimately, the most fit people on the planet will not be able to run for 90 minutes in 46 degrees Celsius. And so went, yeah, that's fair enough, they'll die.
That is pretty fucked, because you'll have people coming from, like, the UK and Germany and, like, places where they're not used to 43 degrees Celsius heats.
So they're hosting it in the winter. They're hosting it in December, which I think it's only going to be 30 degrees Celsius or some shit.
That's still too hot to run around for 90 minutes. Plus overtime.
Croatia to win the World Cup. That would be, I think, if you hated your own money, I would put that bet on. Just in terms of a sports fan, I think Croatia are good, but I think there's probably a few teams better than them. It's a bold strategy from her.
Okay, didn't Croatia win a big thing in soccer not too long ago?
They got to the World Cup final, the last one.
That was it, yeah. And then lost to Italy?
No, France.
I'm thinking of Eurovision, I'm so sorry. So
she also said Man City won't win the Premiership, but watch out for Manchester United, which, I mean, if anyone's watching sports currently, that's a poor prediction from her, as Man City are leading by 10 points and Man United are like 7.
I am going to repeat that to my dad later and he'll be proud of me.
West Indies will be surprise winners of the Cricket World Cup in Australia. She's very specific when it comes to sports. It's very strange.
But the rest of it is just like, things might change or stay the same.
Global warming could affect us all. Croatia to win the fucking World Cup, boys. Put €20 on it now, 15-1. It's fucking great.
Does anyone actually understand cricket as well? Like it.
Look, it's basically fancy rounders.
That's the thing. But rounders is just like it's like fucking plebeian baseball is what I would call it.
they're all very similar.
But cricket, I feel they just make up the rules on the day when they turn up.
She also says the England women's rugby team will have terrific success at their World Cup in New Zealand. Now, I must preface this by saying the women's rugby team is probably the best rugby team in the world.
Yeah, it's a
in
safe
women's
bet.
rugby, or definitely top 2. So right. I would say, I think they beat New Zealand by like 40 points there, like in November. So I would say that's not really much of a prediction, more so than that team that's really good will probably do well.
And that's with 75% accuracy, I can state that fact.
Yeah. I think New Zealand in the men's might do pretty well in the Rugby World Cup. I don't want to go all out here, but I'm just, you know what I mean.
Ireland men's team isn't bad at the old rugby.
They're not bad. They're not bad, but they're not the best.
They're not the best.
And lastly, this might affect us, Shaun, the Oscars. She's told us what's going to win Best Movie.
Has she? Because bookies will take bets on that, so that's excellent.
She's told us who's going to win Best Film and who's going to win Best Actor. Well, who's going to be nominated for Best Actor.
Right.
So
Andrew Garfield.
No.
Right.
Her Best Film goes to The Power of the Dog. And,
really?
And Benedict Cumberbatch will be nominated for Best Actor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the idea, right? This is the biggest reaction from you. Is that like you were like, really? Like it's genuinely going to be nominated.
It's a grand film. Like I think it's pretty good. I don't know, is it like Best Picture material?
I looked it up online. It's got a 3.1 rating.
I think this was just on Netflix and she turned it on the night before she did this interview.
It's the only movie she's watched this year.
Yeah. Like, because like when you see that, and then you see like, and I know this probably won't win Best Picture, but like Dune, like two vastly different levels of quality in terms of a motion picture.
This is weird news. We don't talk movies here, but Dune. Everyone go watch Dune.
Everyone go watch Dune, and then listen to our review of Dune. And
Dune.
We can't say, it doesn't work with specifically my accent. You're a little bit better at it. I can't say that word without it sounding like a month of the year.
So Shaun, that brings us to an end to our predictions of 2022. my question to you is, how confident are we in Jemima this year? I don't know if this will be her best year yet, because once again, very broad, very specific in sports. I think she just likes sports, but she's also not brave enough to put any bets on the bookies.
That's I think she has a friend who'll give her tips every so often. And so, she's rock solid in those.
She's picking the winners of Cheltenham. She's talking to the
She has it down to and on the 29th of March, just this specific horse will win this specific race.
Ruby Soho's running well now in these last 3 tracks. Right? It goes well in the wet. Lad. Go on. Put header on it.
Go on, my son. There we go. The rest of it, though, is a lot of it is, I would say, what's currently going on in the news, or what is the safest bet in the world. And again, not to be grim, but the royal family will face scandal this year.
Yes, I suppose.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this 5 years in the future, just look up Royal Family 2022.
No, just look up Royal Family Scandal and then follow it with every year for the last 20 years.
And when you get to that dedicated Wikipedia page about that topic,
just do Royal Family Scandal 2017. Something will come up. 2014. Something will. There's always
actually
one. It's just grand.
That's a fun game. Is Royal Family Scandal and then the year you were born. Okay. I'm going to look
2006.
at me. 2006. Wow, we should not be friends if that's the age you are. Apparently there was a royal scandal. It was a 1996 docudrama about George IV and Duchess Caroline of Brunswick. Oh, because George IV abdicated for herself. Back in the day. Sorry, I've watching The Crown and Downton Abbey.
You know a lot of information. You just know so much information about random stuff.
I'm not a royalist, I swear to God. Yeah, but
we need to do a table quiz. I'm just telling you now. We'd have it in the bag. You'd carry me to victory.
See, I have weird ADHD information that kicks around in my brain, and you have everything to do with sports ever, apparently.
And ever. Give me a topic.
Who was the first baseball? Oh, well.
Who was the first? Boys. So, Shaun, we're going to have to move on from Jemima because we've been talking about it for half an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
I do have other stories that we want to cover this week. But really quick, I just need people to know those predictions because it's good to know what's going to happen going into this year. Because the last few years have been fairly rocky.
Absolutely. And this is our... This is what sets the tone for our year, I feel, is this lady's predictions. So, whether they come true or not, I'm basing all of my decisions around them.
Now, here's the thing, though, Shaun. Moving on to our next story, is that there's a lot of ways that people can make money online these days.
Absolutely.
I am not... Now, I don't want to have this as a story to be, shaming people for what they're into, okay?
I know what this is about.
It's a warning story.
And okay. Warn me against doing whatever you're about to say as this headline, Connor.
Woman who made 37 grand a week selling farts, hospitalised for trying to fart too much. Now,
I mean, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate a lot of things. You hate a lot of the five senses.
How do you explain that to anyone you know? The reason why you're in the hospital.
Intestinal difficulties is how I would describe it. That's how I would tell my friends and loved ones. But they're also writing a story about her in the paper.
Well, see, this puts us in it because I don't want to be like, it's funny that she was selling farts. I mean, it is kind of funny that she's selling farts. People are buying them.
To use an Irish phrase, that's gas.
It is gas, right? But here's the problem. It becomes way funnier when her hobby nearly kills the woman because she just was making so much dough that she couldn't stop.
37 grand.
A week.
I mean, even after tax, that's a sizable take-home profit. So,
she made altogether $200,000 from the venture.
Fuck me. I mean, you'd
be
take
shitting in jars, wouldn't you?
Oh, you do. I'd be doing a fucking lot of things in jars, Connor. I tell you that much. Like, but why does she have to do it? Or like, this is like capitalism built into me. Is like, can she not like outsource it? You know, like, because once you have the upfront investment of jars, surely the next step is just like, okay, find other people to do it.
Yeah, but that takes away the magic. I feel like it's from grower to consumer. Like it's
from farm to table is what you're saying.
It's farm to table, really, is what I'm trying to say here, Shaun.
Right.
Like, you want to skip all the middleman. Like, and if you start outsourcing, you might get replaced by robots, and then it won't be the same. It'll be manufactured.
But on the farm to table topic, like, say you want to keep it like ethical and sustainable, you know. All right, 'cause just hold a jar over the bin. You know what you do? You make a curry the night before, throw everything into the bin, hold the jar over it, seal it up. Off to Kuala Lumpur you go.
The first paragraph, by the way, of this article might be top 10 we've ever had because it covers a whole bunch of areas. The woman who made $200,000 from farting in jars has announced her retirement after she was rushed to hospital for squeezing out one too many.
I don't think it was one singular fart that did it, though. I feel the damage had been done maybe about 90 farts beforehand, and she kept going.
She had symptoms of a heart attack.
Jesus!
After experienced shooting pains in her chest from farting too much.
What's the science behind this? Like, because you know, if you're like trying to build muscle, you would increase like protein intake and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it a similar thing for if you're trying to maximise your passing of gas?
Well, interestingly, you should say that, Shaun, because the symptoms were actually caused by excess gas from her frequent diet of beans, eggs, and banana protein shakes, just on a loop.
God, see, I don't know. Maybe look, this is not something I'm I'd be particularly into myself, right? And so I don't know what the criteria are for a good purchase, if you understand me.
How do you know if it's quality?
Do you want and here's like do you want it to smell good or bad? It's the thing.
I have another question. Is it a one and done situation that once you open the jar you've wasted your money?
Is it like a scratch card? Yeah. That like
There's so many questions. Like, if you get it and then you open it, is it not gone?
What do you do with the jar after?
Like, you can't keep the jar as the fart jar.
You can't.
You send it back with one of your own? Like, return to sender?
Is that polite? Is that what they do?
Is that how you pay?
Do you fill it with fudge and give it to your nan? Like, what's going on there?
Yes. I'm wrapping Christmas presents in the fart jar.
Like, even if I put that in the dishwasher, I wouldn't trust that jar, is the issue.
No, you'd want a dishwasher in a few times.
Oh,
in case.
I'd want a volcano, is what I'd want. Like, I just... Because... And this is the thing, is that I'm thinking, like, okay, banana protein shakes and beans and all the rest of it. It doesn't sound that appealing of an aroma, but maybe that's what they want. But did they get into it for the original natural aroma? And now the blend has been mixed.
She started adding additives. Yeah. It was like to spruce it up. So the unique product saw her rake in the cash at $1,000 per jar.
Fuck.
Right? And what really took her out, though, and this is what's going to make this even funnier, is that during the festive period, Shaun, so for the last few weeks, she's been offering a 50% discount during the period, which meant that she had to keep up with and squeezing out 50 jars worth of farts a week into the jars.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot. Is it?
She proclaims herself as a fartrepreneur, Shaun.
Fartrepreneur. Excellent wordplay there.
Asparagus, fartrepreneur. This is where we're starting.
That's it. It's only the highest quality of news reports you come to on Weird News Wednesday. So, now, look, I'll be honest, and maybe I'm naive. 50 jars a week? Does that sound that bad?
If you're forcing it, I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
I
think au natural, I think okay. I think if you're timing it, I need to get this for the next shipment.
If you're doing a 9 to 5 kind of a deal and you're trying to get all 50 done on a Monday.
There's just pressure. There's pressure on you then. She also, and this might answer one of your previous questions, she actually was living off beans and eggs originally, but she threw protein shakes into the mix after discovering that it made the fart smell worse.
Right.
So it is about the worse smelling fart, the more quality it is, apparently.
Interesting. That is interesting to me. But I guess you're not getting into it for the pleasant scent, surely. How well do they keep in the jar? Like, asking for a friend.
How the fuck do I know? This woman is farting.
You're the information man. I'm not allowed to research these topics.
What do you mean, how long do they keep? Like, are you going to keep it on the mantelpiece?
I just feel like if you... No, not how... Like can you preserve... Like it's a wine that it fucking gets better. But...
Put it down in the cellar.
But no, but like, does... Like, once you open that jar, I would wager... I mean, I don't know how good her jars are, but does it not just...
Unless you do like a thing of, like, you lift the lid and just have a quick sniff and then you put the lid back on.
A little snifter. Little snifter.
Every little snifter.
But...
And then you got a little waft around your mouth.
And then you spit it into a bucket like wine.
Then you spit it into a bucket and then you go again to the next one.
Yeah, but I feel even in the act of like filling the jar, shall we say, and then sealing the jar, that you're losing, I would say, up to 60% of the vapour.
I love that through this whole thing, you haven't been concerned once about this woman. It's constantly about the dynamics behind the business and how it's working.
What are the logistics? What are the parameters of this business being successful? To be honest,
it kind of sounds like you're hoping to set up your own company.
Look, I mean, the Patreon is linked below. What can I say? But what kind does... What kind... This, you don't know this answer, and that's fine.
Look, I do, definitely.
What kind of jar is it?
Oh, like a jam jar.
See, I thought you'd say jam jar, and I take issue with... I take umbrage with that, Connor.
Why?
Because you have to close the jam jar shut, and that's not airtight.
There's no time. So, look, logistically, she throws a fart out, right?
Yeah.
And... she catches it in the... Look, I'm using catches loosely here in the jar, okay?
Yeah. Mops up is more of an accurate term.
Has to have that really weird moment where she spins real quick and gets that lid on before anything occurs. Because you can't get it diluted by the oxygen.
Yeah. So you have to, like some kind of cocktail artist, like slam the lid shut and twist all in one motion. But, like... Because then if you're paying $1,000 per jar, right? I'm thinking, you know those like the jars with the little latch on them and the little like rubber seal around? Surely you're getting one of those for your money. It's not just, I finished this raspberry jam 4 months ago and I kept the jar around.
I mean, the overheads on jars alone.
Why are you spending so much money on jars? Well, it's an interesting story.
Well, interesting story. I'm shitting in them. Wait, no, I'm not.
Sorry, that's the side hustle, is the shitting in jars. That's definitely a market as well that we're not going to go into.
Shaun, how do you feel? Also, there's this moment where she has to go to the hospital, as we always discuss, and she has to explain to them why she's here. Like, what has occurred that is giving her, as she said, heart attack and stroke-like symptoms. And then when they do all of the testing, they tell her it's excess gas and she needs to change her diet.
I mean, just like eat an orange or something. Because that's what I would do. I would like, and maybe I'm arrogant, I would instantly believe that like, this is definitely connected to the diet I eat solely, that I can fart to maximum efficiency. And so I would just change that diet for like a week. Like, eat some spinach. You know, that'll still do the job. Like, where's her green veg? You know, Brussels. Cabbage. Spinach.
She said that the smoothies tend to produce the better smelling farts as opposed to cabbage.
All right.
So she's done the science, Shaun.
Has she eaten an asparagus by any chance? You know?
No, because they're all in England as your one throws them up and down to tell her future.
That's true. Look, can I suggest... Look, they said Endgame was the most elaborate crossover of the year, but, I mean, can I suggest something, Connor? Okay, so with the fart in a jar that you buy, you get a prediction about how your life is going to go. And so... like the asparamancer gets a profile on you. You get your bucket of farts. I can only imagine.
Do they come in a bucket?
They come in a bucket now. It's something we've decided to add to the lineup, and everyone's happy.
You are 100% starting your own business.
I've got a finder's fee attached to it, though.
Shaun, how do we feel about this woman? Hero or zero?
I would say hero, just for like starting your own business, being entrepreneurial in this time of global shake-up. Nothing about this in the asparagus predictions from last year.
She never once told her. That would have saved a load of hassle, to be honest.
Yeah.
She just throws it up. I see damage for Boris Johnson, but also that woman in America needs to stop fucking farting because she's doing real damage to her insides.
I mean... just I would space it out, you know. It was the Christmas sale that did her in. It was that 50% off. Supply couldn't keep up with demand.
The demand became too high, and she couldn't fart enough to keep up, and killed herself.
It wasn't sustainable unless you want to outsource it and get in, like, I don't know, a friend or a family member.
But people
to help
will
you
know.
Out. Would
people
they though?
Will know,
surely, if they were, because what you need to do. Oh, okay, this is going a bit severe, but. You need to... Okay, so there's this thing, and if someone needs...
Kidnap a bunch of people.
No.
Feed them cabbage.
Not even that far, because here's the issue. All those will smell different, because all those people have different gut bacteria.
Yeah.
And it would break down in different ways. But you can transplant gut bacteria between people. So she needs to find someone she trusts, do that, transfer the gut bacteria, then they both eat the same diet for... 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then
but can I just,
you've doubled production.
Really quickly, can I just ask, have you gone mad?
I think so. I think this has driven me insane.
Like, the more you were talking there, the more I was like, what happened to the simple boy I started this show with?
All the way back in October of 2018. So full of life.
He didn't know anything about the world's darkness or farts.
Because leading up to that point, he had never looked at any weird news. And now I have exposed him to it.
Shaun, we're going to finish off this week with... I mean, I don't really know... I think we should probably finish off with Florida Man.
Yeah,
just
makes sense. Start the year as you mean to go on.
Because Florida Man says 80,000 honeybees were found in wall of shower. They were nice bees though, says Florida Man.
Wow. Okay. So, a group of bees is never a fun thing to find unless you're a beekeeper.
Yes.
So to have them in your shower, which I would argue you're at your most vulnerable.
Yeah, that's the worst place.
Yeah. Like failing that, it's like, I don't know, you're coughing as you're trying it on for size. But it doesn't make any sense. But
once again, I really have to stress, are you okay?
I don't think so. Because we had a story not too long ago about a family that found bees all in the walls of their house.
Yeah.
But I think this one is more terrifying because they're just sticking around the shower for some reason. Like, they like it there. Well,
80,000 honeybees.
But how big is a bee? What's the average size beehive, Connor? Answer me that.
80,000 of them is quite a lot of bees, Shaun, regardless of size, surely.
But they're surely small as a bee.
Yeah, bees, though. Like, they're bigger than wasps.
No, they're fucking not. Wasps are way bigger than bees.
That's not true.
Oh, I can sort this right now.
Oh, bees are the big boys.
Look, alliteration is not on your size. Are bees bigger than wasps?
Mm-hmm.
Difference between a bee and a wasp.
That agrees with me. I know by his face. He's seen it, he's read it, and it has said that I am correct.
Apparently, it depends on the type of bee and the type of wasp.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it's a victory for Shaun.
Yes, you win again. So he says, not only was there 80,000 bees, Shaun, it was also a pretty sticky situation because there was honey everywhere. Ooh. On the walls, on the floor, on my shoes, the doorknobs, Miss Bixler recounted in an interview. I had to pull the wall down to the studs to get all of the comb out of the walls.
Okay. First of all, insulation, excellent. Honeycomb's an excellent insulator.
Yeah.
How long was this going on that her shoes were covered in honey?
Well, 80,000 bees don't just turn up overnight. I'm
no.
assuming, like, they were there. They owned the house.
They built a colony inside the walls.
Like, the colony was there first, and the house was built around the colony.
How did you not hear the hum of 80,000 bees?
That would be so loud. 80,000 of them. It would be so loud. 100 pounds of honey were found. A 7-foot tall hive.
Jesus Christ. And those bees are presumably happy out. Because they're just like, they're in the wall, they're tucked away. The shower comes on every so often and warms them up. They can fly out to the outside and get the pollen and make the honey. And they just live in peace. But why did she let it get to the point that the walls and her own shoes are dripping in honey?
And so, like, at a certain point, when you even start seeing honey dripped around the place, you surely think to yourself, okay,
yeah,
we need to get sorted on this.
If I find mystery honey anywhere, I'm
licking it first, and then I'm going to start asking questions.
It's just like, okay, thank God, that's honey. Got lucky again. And
very sweet in here.
Just you, like, tongue in the walls, just being like, I'm investigating honey, I'm sorry.
Perfect for my porridge.
Yeah. Oh, that's foul. You finish your shower and, like, you take a scrape off the wall and butter it on.
Oh, lovely. Apparently 2 to 3 years ago, they said that her husband ripped open the wall in the same bathroom and removed a giant hive. Since then, they had work done on the roof, which Miss Graham said left some holes, which was an entranceway for the bees to return to their hive that had been removed and build it again.
So there was already a hive?
Yes.
If I find a beehive inside my house, beside, like, in the wall behind the shower where I stand and exist, I'm never trusting that wall. Like, I'm replacing that wall with perspex, I think, so I can just see when the bees come back.
Now, Miss Bixler, by the way, I should let people know, that's the bee handler, the professional beekeeper who they got in. So it's Stephanie and Dan Graham were the family, the Florida woman, Florida man duo that had just lived amongst the bees for years.
At least 3 years, yeah, before. Like, and so they brought in a bee handler to, like, take them out and relocate the bees, is what I'm assuming.
They said that we both really love nature and we love bees, Miss Graham said. We're like, we'll leave you alone, you leave us alone. They were nice bees, so we were like, sure, go ahead, live in our shower.
Oh, so they let this happen for the longest time?
They were just letting the bees stay there because you can't kill bees because they're keeping us all alive. So you can't take the bees out. So then you're in a tricky situation.
I mean, no, you're right. Like we do need the bees. We need them to literally exist. But would you let them live? This sounds awful. Like,
apparently, the couple, their 2 children and 2 Great Danes had learned to coexist with their house guests despite occasional bee stings.
They were just fine with occasionally getting stinged.
I think if you live with a roommate at all that stabs you every so often, I think once is enough. I think you need to move.
I think you need to treat this like you share your house with 80,000 roommates.
And they're all very knife heavy.
And they don't pay rent.
They all carry knives. They like blades.
They like blades, but they just bring you sweets every so often. Like, that's their deal.
Yeah. They have a knife, but they also have a bag of licorice. They're like, look, you can go for the licorice, but I'm going to get mad if you do. So
I didn't think you liked licorice. But
I don't hate it.
Really? I love licorice.
In my head, it was the last bag of sweets I seen, and I remember thinking, God, I hate licorice.
Licorice all sorts, was it?
Yeah, disgusting.
Yeah, it's a classic, an excellent sweet.
No,
Connor, they're great. No. I'm a licorice apologist. One time, I was on a ferry going to France. We went to see Die Hard 5 in the cinema on the ferry. I just had a whole bag of licorice. That's what I had. I was happy
sounds
out.
To me like my worst nightmare.
Was it the Die Hard 5 or the licorice? Where did I lose you?
Both. I get sick on boats.
So when you say, boat, yeah, makes sense.
Just all of them. All the scenarios combined, they would listen. Yeah, it's not good. So Miss Graham said her family wasn't afraid. She said, I know a lot of people would be freaked out, but we just kind of learned to live with it. And, you know, I feel like at the cost of $800, I don't know if that was really worth it, because imagine being the beekeeper. You turn up, you just think it's a regular day on the job, and then you walk in and you're like, oh, there's 80,000 of them, not just one hive that you have in your roof.
Yeah, I mean, and $800, like that's $100 per bee that you're looking at.
Per 10,000 bees.
Per 10,000? 80,000, that would be 8. Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, it's $100 per 10,000 bees.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh, I'm not good at maths. But yeah.
I'm the one with the box here. I know, Shaun.
Sorry, Connor, I couldn't quite hear you. You were a bit echoey there.
It's not true. Actually, I could be. I don't know.
We don't know
yet.
We're
trying the box.
If it's shit, let us know, please. I'll be more than happy to get rid of the box. But I don't think I could live. I don't think I could have my family in a house that I know is riddled with bees.
What if they're nice bees, though?
I think most bees are nice bees, but I feel that you have to draw the line somewhere, and there needs to be some separation between human and bee. There, I said it. All right.
I mean, it's a very Florida man, Florida woman move that they're just like. Normally, peace. Actually, to be honest, Florida man would burn the house down. So the restraint here was quite a lot.
Do you think she's like continuously like talking him down? Like
he's constantly getting the flamethrower.
Yeah,
like constantly
he's throwing petrol everywhere and just ready to go. And she's like, no, you love honey and toast.
The kids are at the table doing their homework and he's just walking past with more petrol.
Just throwing it over his shoulders for good luck.
She's like, not today, please. Derek, go back in, please.
Do you know what you need now is a shower. That'll really clear your head.
Just really chill out. You just need to chill out. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a honey. He's like, honey, please.
and he just like visibly bristles, just like, oh.
Shaun, I think that's it for this week's weird news.
That was a good week. We talked about the future. Talked about bees. What else is there to talk about on a Wednesday?
Farts.
No, I was hoping we'd forget about that story. It's bringing down the tone of the show, I believe. But would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yes, please.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, and then next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thanks to all of our patrons who continue to support the show over on Patreon. Shout-outs go to New Year, New Waffles, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the Wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Groyer Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Team Irish Walrus Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky I volunteer here during the summer. The mask is just some fun McGrew, Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I can't believe Wanda did this, Sammy DeLucia, Michelle Merry Christmas to all Browne, and June What is best when you have no time to die and you'll never be far from home, Luke Hoth. Thanks all for for the support. We really, really appreciate it. Head on over to the Patreon if you want to join those fine people, get your shout outs, get your monthly movie reviews and things like that we do. Also, there's a bunch of Marvel TV show reviews up there as well if you want to listen to those. So $5 or more a month, you get access to all of that I just mentioned. Other ways to support the show then is you can follow us on Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. There's also a Spreadshirt store, link below, where you can get some merchandise, get some nice t-shirts and hoodies and backpacks and all that kind of stuff. But the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
So, I have been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun Mead.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.